learn at least one thing to help you live better and longer. AIM Impact on Your Health is heard each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9 o'clock. I'm Dr. Dennis Courtney, and I'm with you each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9. AIM Impact on Your Health, where each day you'll find current medical news, knowledgeable guests, fascinating health topics, and where we do encourage you to call in to join in. Today, well, a lot of emotion flying around our area of the country today. Actually, he blew in day before yesterday. He blew by my office yesterday. It was nice to see him again. He's back. His name is Charlie the Fox, and he's 83 years young. He'll be up there at the Freedom of Choice in Cancer Therapy group tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock, days in. It's a little weird, remember, because normally they meet on the third Thursday of the month. This happens to be the second Thursday. So once you get over that hurdle, everything else is the same. 7 o'clock, days in, just south of Butler on the right-hand side. He'll be taken to the podium, and you'll have a wonderful evening with him. He's got more festivities planned. I have the flyer on it, and Never Be Sick Again is the byline of it, and he's got, 8 valuable door prizes, hot air balloon rides. I'm kidding. Please don't tell me to look for the balloon ride. Anyway, you'll think you're on a hot air balloon ride with this guy. There's so much energy that spills off of him. In preparation for that energy experience tomorrow night, we're going to grease you up just a little bit, get you ready for it. He's going to be with us today. Charlie the Fox is our featured speaker. He's well known to Pittsburgh. He's well known to me. He did a favor for me a number of years back by coming and being one of my guests at one of my conferences. A friendship developed. It was nice to see him, as I said yesterday. You'll be able to see him tomorrow night up there. And we'll be spending an hour today with him, and if in the course of our discussions today, you want to call up to ask a question or to make a comment, that number, of course, as always, will be 412-825-6262. That's 412-825-6262. Now, as the month moves on, and it is moving along at a fever pace, enjoyed being with Mark Underwood. Ask those questions. I told you I would about the product in terms of the actual substances contained. Looked like it was completely natural to me. And mentioned about this issue about who can expect responses. I do direct you to his website, Prevagen.com, to read the exact studies that were done. We'll talk a bit about Mark Underwood and the protocol I said that has emerged from my perspective on how to deal with memory issues. We'll talk about that on Friday. And by the way, we'll open them up on Friday for you to get off your chest anything that happens to be on it or on your mind. Either one will do. On Monday next week, Faye Houston's coming here. Now, she has not been here before, but she certainly has the right to be on our airways. She evidently had one heck of a difficult medical time, talking about her silent enemy, environmental illness, and one woman's search for a cure. Fascinating life history. Lived all over the world and got nailed with a disease that no one could figure out. And she talks about that disease and how it got figured out and what she's doing about it today and how she recommends you to be able to deal with the same issues if you may have them. Then next Wednesday, Dr. Gregory Smith's going to be here. He runs a clinic, a pain clinic out in L.A., and he's got some unique approaches to the treatment of chronic pain. I'm always interested in this area. It happens to be an area of enjoyment for me and in my practice for many years. So he'll be with us next Thursday, the 17th. Then we have just booked a gentleman by the name of Peter DeWitt. He's going to be with us on the 24th talking about recall healing. Never heard the term before. Heal thyself, transform your life, transform your health. He'll be with us on the 24th. That's how the month is shaping up. Now, here and knock on the door. Why don't we let him in the store? Come on in. What's on your mind? Go right ahead.
Hi, Dr. Courtney.
Hi.
Hi, sorry, it's only me. I had a question.
It's only you. Come on.
I had a question on what you were speaking of on Monday with
Uh-huh.
the bees,
Oh, the bee thing, yeah.
but it's a little bit different than what you were speaking of.
Well, it's... Go ahead. What's on your mind? Maybe I can help. Maybe I can't.
Okay, I'm going back to 1994, and it was a practitioner who was practicing in Cranberry at the time. And he was using the stingers from the mother bee for patients who had MS. And
That's
I'm
right.
thinking of an Amish person who came from Ohio. And she claimed, well, there was two Amish people, one with headaches and one with, I guess it was severe headaches, and then the other one had severe MS. And I guess the one with MS, he would go ahead and put the stingers along the spine. But I was wondering, is there any, since then, is there any, research as to if that really works?
Oh, boy.
How does it work?
That whole field of medicine, and I have to call it a field, comes under the rubric of what's known as apitherapy. Apitherapy is something that's practiced not by the conventional medical community so much as it is practiced by those who are suffering from these kind of diseases. Literally, when Charlie, and I forget his last name, I just know him as Charlie. He was up in Maine, and I had him on my show, and I talked to him. He was the most knowledgeable guy on this subject, and my conversations with him literally led me to conclude that people would sit around the hive, they would take a pair of tweezers, grab a bee, and literally sting themselves and obtain medical benefit from it. Now, you're not going to be doing that unless you're getting some relief. And it was a group of people suffering from neurological diseases, in particular MS and Parkinson's and things like that. I was unfamiliar with it being used for headaches, but gee whiz, who knows? So, excuse me. Am I familiar with apitherapy to the extent that I've spoken to people who really espoused it and actually honed it so that it could be beneficial to others? That still goes on today. I'm sure it's going on right around our town because I didn't know it was Cranberry, but I knew there were people sitting around a hive somewhere around here on a frequent basis doing exactly what Charlie was doing up in Maine. I hope to get some information, by the way. I promised you that I'd get somebody from Penn State to at least talk about this whole process of beekeeping, and it fascinates me about what these bees do and how organized that whole colony issue is. The colony collapse disorder was something we brought to you when it was happening, and I'll get somebody to talk about apitherapy a little more.
How do you spell that?
API,
API.
apitherapy.
Okay.
Google it up, and there'll be a lot of information that you'll be able to garnish from it, a little more than I've been able to impart to you. But it is a well-known, alternatively practiced, and really been enriching approach to very precarious diseases. When nothing else seemed to work, there are a group of people, don't know how prevalent that group is. I mean, is it 100% of the people with MS? I doubt it. Is it 50? I don't know. But I do know it has been quite helpful in those. And if you're going to sit around a beehive and sting yourself multiple times.
Well, I don't know that the actual beehive was grown in Cranberry, but the practitioner was in Cranberry at the time.
Maybe I'm making it a little too slick. I don't know that sitting around the beehive is probably the way to put it, but however they harvested those bees, they actually had live bees and they stung themselves and did get benefit.
But I'm just wondering what's actually in it that's doing
the bee, it's not the stinger, it's the bee venom.
bee venom.
It's the bee venom itself had, and we get a lot of products from the venom of the snake venom is used not just for snake bites, it's used for a whole bunch of reasons. And so there's power behind these naturally derived products of health benefit as well as, tragic. If you get a bee sting, I've had a couple in my life, they're not fun. So to think that somebody's allowed themselves to be stung by a bee for a medical benefit, there's got to be something to it.
I know once in a while in the news you even hear, I haven't heard lately, but once in a while in the news you used to hear about the bee stings used for, medicinal therapy.
Yeah, I've heard the same things.
Okay.
And Charlie, whatever his name is up in Maine, who's now departed, at the time we brought him on the show, maybe you don't remember and recall it as vividly as I do. I'll get somebody to replace him. I think the subject is fascinating, and whenever I find a subject like that, I'll go run it down, and I'll get somebody on the air with us.
Okay, thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. Thank you very much. API, that's API, folks. You want to Google that up? Apitherapy is the name of the health benefit, and the devotees of it go under that byline. So you can look it up. See, I'll just say these for Friday. There are a couple things I wanted to bring to you. Let's just say on Friday, those of you who do mercury amalgam filling removals, and the numbers mounting up more and more each day. I see patients and I ask them about their fillers and go, oh, well, no, I had them, but I got those out a while ago. And that just happens over and over again. What to put in their place, though, I thought it is interesting, and I'll bring that to you on Friday. Also, a well-intended doctor decided he wanted to find out what it was that got people all upset with their own doctors. And so he put out a request for those who wanted to make comments, and he was actually going to do a study on this. It turned out he got on board with some pretty emotional responses. So on Friday, we're going to talk about the 5 most common reasons that people don't like their doctor. And it's not as sophisticated as I think this doctor thought it would be. Anyway, I'll share that with you on Friday. We'll let it go at that for a while. I promise to bring you both items when we return on that day. I think it's time. This fella, 83 years old, he looks 60. He looks 55. He looks wonderful. He's got all sorts of energy. He's got his own health history and his own health saga that led him to where he is today. Funny how that just keeps happening over and over again. We're going to take a short break and come back with the man of the week, really. He's making his way all over the Pittsburgh area. Nice enough to see him again yesterday, as I already mentioned. We're bringing him to you today, and you get to see him live and in person tomorrow up at the Freedom of Choice and Cancer Therapy group. Be back in a moment with Charlie LaFox.
Healthier? Instead of learning to disguise tofu in wondrous ways, how about some real nutritional power? If your family has the typical American palate for fries, pizza, and burgers, giving your family the blessing of good nutrition is a struggle. Fruit of the Spirit is the answer for your family's nutritional needs. Fruit of the Spirit is an all-natural whole fruit puree made from fresh fruits native to the Holy Land with alkalizing minerals. Fruit of the Spirit was 5 years in the formulation, the work of a team of top nutritional experts with independent science to confirm its antioxidant power. 1 ounce a day provides the equivalent of 5 servings of fruits and minerals. Fruit of the Spirit is convenient, affordable, and delicious. Even your picky family will sing the praises of Fruit of the Spirit. Give your loved ones the blessing of good nutrition. Call 1-800-442-3793 for a special promotional offer. Fruit of the Spirit, a blessing for your good health. That's 1-800-442-3793. Call them now, 1-800-442-3793.
This is Dennis J. Courtney, MD. You become confused about how best to manage your health. It's no wonder. It seems that every time you turn on the television or radio, another expert has yet another suggestion for you to follow that seems to be reasonable enough that no matter how dutifully you follow the instruction, it just doesn't quite produce the results that you are looking for. If this confusion sounds familiar to you, give us a call at the Center for Complementary Health, where we'll make some sense of the confusion based on a blending of traditional and alternative medicine that we've been perfecting over the last 7 years. We offer metabolic nutrition testing, immune system repair, natural hormone replacement therapy, chelation therapy, cutting-edge allergy correction, and a host of other safe and effective alternative therapies.
Dennis J. Courtney, MD, is located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray. Phone 724-942-3002.
Oh, hang on, tell you that.
Hey, Charlie, I'm assistant touching that block situation. You just stay where you are. We'll have a call to you in just a moment.
Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to AM Impact on Your Health. Heard here on KHB 620 each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9 o'clock. This particular day, the Wednesday version of the show, is a very special day. It turns out to be a very special week, because this gentleman, when he lands here, there's nothing but energy and excitement that spills off of him. He's already been making his way around the South Hills area. He's going to make it up to the north tomorrow night, and you know the group too, the Freedom of Choice and Cancer Therapy Group, where you'll never be sick again if you go and listen to this fella for that evening. He's got a whole bunch of things going on, 8 valuable door prizes. I said balloon rides. I didn't really mean it. There really is not a hot air balloon, so don't hold me to that. But this gentleman will spend some time with us today in getting you ready to make that trip up to Butler tomorrow night. His name is Charlie Fox. We call him Charlie the Fox, 83 years young. He's with us right now. Let's say good morning and welcome back to Pittsburgh. Charlie, how you doing?
Good morning. I'm taking Pittsburgh by storm.
You are?
Yes, sir. Yesterday I was at Sunnybridge. We had a wonderful seminar, and I want to thank Gina. Today I'm going to be at Discount Nutrition in Monroeville.
Oh, yeah, please. Okay, when are you going to be there? Where are you going to be? How can somebody get more information? Because if they want to show up, maybe they have some additional questions. Do you know the answer to those questions?
Most of them.
Okay. Because you're unlike what usually happens, and I think we're going to have Sylvia. We're gonna pull and ask Sylvia to do this frequently, because if she brings guests to town, we'd like to see them make their way around the city a little more. And you actually demanded it. You wanted to make as many appearances as you could. So you made one yesterday at Sunnybridge. I didn't know about it. I couldn't publicize it. Did many people show?
Oh, we had a full crowd.
You had a full crowd there. That's great.
Wonderful people, and we had a wonderful time, and gave door prizes away. By the way, at Discount Nutrition from 11 to 2 today, if they attend. And the same thing for Butler. They're going to get 4 booklets with no charge. So we're going to have Christmas in November.
All right.
The booklets are on blood pressure, immunity, cholesterol, urinary tract infections. We're going to have door prizes. At Discount Nutrition door, she's having refreshments. It's 11 to 2. Bring your body with you, and we'll have a ball. All
right. That's in Monroeville, and it's called Discount Nutrition, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so folks, if somebody knows that number and wants to give us a call while we're on the air, so that you can find.
The number is 372-5755.
Go again with the number, Charlie.
372-5755, area code 412.
5755. There you go, folks. Find out more about this. You say 11 to 2 o'clock today?
11 to 2 o'clock today.
All right, and then you're going to be up there tomorrow night in Butler at the Freedom of Choice and Cancer Therapy Group.
7 in Butler tomorrow night. Thursday in Butler at 7 o'clock.
All right, and everywhere you go, there's going to be nothing but a lot of joy spread by you, a lot of energy spilling off you, as I say. You're electrifying, Charlie. You look wonderful, too. 83 years, unbelievable.
Yes, and I'm going on 84, and I love life, and I don't want to leave. I'm having too much fun.
Well, we don't want you to leave either.
The great part of the fun is really letting people make healthy choices, giving them the proper information so they can make those choices.
Well, as I'm finding it to be pretty much a common thread in most of the folks who have a strong message about how to live healthy, it turns out that in almost every case they have a pretty interesting saga, sort of life-turning and life-changing set of events. It's almost universal, and in your case, 33 years ago, you were not a healthy man. Do you want to go maybe through that a bit and tell us?
Actually, it was almost 45 years ago.
Oh, 45 years ago.
In my father's chemical factory, my mother died of cancer. My father died of cancer. My sister died of cancer. My liver enzymes were through the roof. And believe it or not, I fasted 18 days on water and garlic. And I'm here to tell the story. My liver was regenerated. The great thing about the liver, you can cut it in half and it will regenerate itself.
Yes,
if
it
you
will.
put the proper nutrition in your body, and I sure did. And I'm here to tell the story, and I've got a second lease on life, and I want to share my experiences on how to stay healthy. I haven't had a cold or flu in the last 30 years. I haven't seen a doctor, but I will tell you something, Dr. Courtney. I walked in your office and I felt healthy. You got the healthiest looking,
Oh, ha-ha.
healthiest looking office. Even before you go in there, you're healthy.
Yeah, there does
Me,
puts out some warm, fuzzy feelings. You know,
you sure do.
it really does connote a very, very pleasant feeling. And I'm glad you felt it, because that was certainly the intention. The issue of, how about that family business of yours? Everybody got knocked out with cancers. Well, what was the business again?
Well, basically, I fasted 18 days. I was also on a better diet than my folks. I was younger also, and that helped a lot. And my dad lived to about 82, and my mother lived to 84. So that's not too bad considering.
No, okay.
Chemicals, and the major one was carbon tetrachloride is outlawed by the government.
Oh, carbon.
It's reducing, and I just believe that thanks to good nutrition, exercise, positive thinking, drinking good water, I'm here to tell the story and spread the good word about nutrition, because the walls of ignorance are going down just like the Berlin Wall came down. We're now living in a enlightened age where people are beginning to realize what you put in your mouth has so much to do with your health. And especially if you stay away from the junk food, the fast food, and go back to Mother Nature and her food, and we can have a quality of life that will be the envy of everybody.
Well, now look, you by virtue of your energy and stick-to-itiveness, you wrote a book. The book's called The Garlic Cure. You've become the expert on garlic. Could you elaborate a bit on how it was that you? I think everybody out there has, if they're not really deeply entrenched in the use of garlic, they at least heard about it. This thing has caught on, and it's big news. It's big time, and taking garlic supplementation is something that, from a natural viewpoint, is not so unique anymore. But yet, you with your relationship to is it Kyolic? Is that the company?
Yes, it is.
Okay, which is well known to be one of the better products.
The most researched garlic, the company puts their money where their breath isn't, because it is sociable garlic, so if it's just as you want to, no tissue again. And it's research that makes good credibility to the natural food industry, also brings good credibility to our product. We have, Dr. Courtney, we have over 700 scientific studies on the benefits of sociable garlic. And we don't judge any garlic, because we think all garlics are wonderful, but we do judge the claims. And today and tomorrow night, I will tell people how to tell the garlic from the bologna. And trust me, as far as claims are made, there's lots of bologna out there.
A lot of those wannabes that. So you're saying just any old garlic won't do? You better be.
No, I don't judge any garlic supplement, because that's for your body to decide. I'm talking about the claims that companies make in order to buy the product.
Give me some examples. We're all ears.
Well, first of all, practically every label talks about allicin as the key compound in garlic. If you don't have allicin, then you don't have the effective compound in garlic. I offer $1,000 of my money. It's still available to anyone who can prove two things. One, that allicin is the effective compound, and it can be detected in the body. It can. Allicin is a molecule that breaks down very quickly. When it gets to the liver, it breaks down into other beneficial compounds, but they're not allicin.
It's not allicin.
And so what they're trying to tell you, if you buy their product, they have the allicin that's going to make you healthy. In fact, at the seminar, I will actually have a box of a competitor's product, and I will have their website. Listen very carefully, Dr. Courtney. And their website says that allicin, the effective component, on their box it says the effective component, but go to the research, page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all on the benefits of aged garlic.
Aged
Or
garlic.
the allicin, this Allicin in Wonderland.
Is
Also, they tell you that if you age garlic, it gets older. No, it gets better. And they tell you that the aging process is old-fashioned. It is old-fashioned. It's been in existence for hundreds of years. And then we're going to talk about the latest research that proves beyond a shadow of doubt. A double-blind, placebo-controlled study by a leading cardiologist, a test recommended by the American Heart Association, showing you how effective aged garlic highly is compared to the statin and aspirin. When it comes to statin and aspirin, I will tell you about why you should not take it and the no-nos about it, and any benefits, my opinion, zero. It does lower cholesterol, beautiful, but if you listen to my talk, you're going to find out cholesterol is not a problem, and we'll tell you what it is.
well now.
Also, we're telling you, I've found a lot of people have sinus problems, Dr. Courtney, and at my lecture, I will tell people, my blue eyes do not lie, that 3 minutes their sinus headache is history. We'll also tell them how to stop the colds and flus in 2 days, 80% of the time. The sinus headache is 100% of the time. And if you have any kidney stones that you're worried about, we'll also tell them how to flush them out in 12 hours. So it's going to be very interesting. We're not just going to talk about garlic because garlic is only one piece of the puzzle. We're going to talk about the food we eat. We're going to talk about the crucifixions that kill. We're going to talk about the benefits of probiotics. We're going to talk about death for diabetes. So we're going to put the whole ball of wax. No pun to my father's company. It's not in existence anymore. The company was sold, and I don't know what happened to it. But I'm here to tell the story, and I always told my dad, Dr. Courtney, we make cars look beautiful with our wax. We make divorce look beautiful. We make furniture look beautiful. I want to be with a company that makes people feel beautiful.
Yeah, that's a great, laudable goal. So my education about, and everybody's education who's listening to you today, is starting to come up a bit. We should be looking for aged garlic, not allicin. I'm getting that loud and clear. By the way, in this aged garlic, and particularly in a company that you know better than anybody, this Kyola company, allicin is still in the product. It's just it's not the ingredient that provides the health.
There are benefits when allicin breaks down. There's no doubt about it. But if you ask the company that's making the product, could you be kind enough to send me scientific research on your product? Aged garlic gets hands down. I think the only company that has one or two, and we talk about it in the book because we think, if a company does research, they should get credibility. And that's one of our competitors. It's not sold in health food stores, but they have done research. It's basically mostly sold in the mass market. A lot of people also say, well, you have to have the original. Raw garlic is number one. And I will agree that raw garlic is a wonderful food. After all, it's been used for centuries and the wonderful results. But there are some benefits when you age food, just like when you age soybeans, you get miso. Completely different. You have a thyroid problem, and you take lots of soy. God help you. But if you take miso, you can take all you want because the molecules are different, and there's no problem with the thyroid. Also, when you age cabbage, you get sauerkraut. When you age grapes, you get wine. When you age milk, you get yogurt. When you age garlic, you get kylic. So when you age something, it doesn't mean that it's less effective. In many ways, it brings out compounds that are even more effective than the original. And in aged garlic, we have the only form of garlic proven scientifically to be a very powerful universal cell protector and fights free radicals. It has compounds called carboline that protects cells from the effects of free radicals, and carboline is only found in the aging process. Fludazel arginine, another compound, only found in aged garlic, not in raw garlic, that prevents the oxidation of LDL. We have a special F4 protein that's formed in the aging process that activates the T cells. We have various components that activate, and this is very important because everyone talks about antioxidants, but in our body, you can't buy them in any health food store or drugstore. They're in your body, put by the good Lord. Are three of the most powerful antioxidants in your own body. They're catalase, superoxide dismutase, glutathione peroxidase, and what Kylie does, it doesn't kill anything. It activates these compounds to do what they can do best, and that's protect the human plant. So we don't want to kill anything, because killing something is easy. What we want to do is activate the body so it can do what it should do, is protect the human body.
Ah, fascinating the way you're putting this.
And that's why we ate the garlic. We could do what everybody else does. It would be very simple. I mean, why do you have to grow your own garlic organically, which we've done since its inception? Then it takes about 6 months. Then after you harvest it, then you have to age it for 12 to 14 months. Then you have to take an extra. Why to go to that trouble? Other companies don't do it. They sell their product and there's benefit, but it wouldn't have the research and the scientific basis that proves the effectiveness of garlic in a sociable form. And I think raw garlic is good. I take it.
Yeah, that's a question I want to ask, because you use the word sociable form. Those who are listening to us and maybe are wondering, geez, does this stuff smell like the real? It is not. It's a sanitized, deodorized form of it. It is. You use the word sociable. There is no garlic after.
No odor.
There's no odor.
I tell you, if he kisses you once, you take Kylie, you know he's going to kiss you again.
Okay, that's probably the best way to put it, to put that whole issue to rest. No disagreeable. You're not going to emit any disagreeable odors if you do consume.
No, and it has so many wonderful benefits. I used to monitor the phones of a little tiny company, and I would talk to people and send them products, actually, not a sample of the products themselves. And after a month, they would phone again and want some more. And then I said, I want you to write me a letter on your testimonial. And in my book, The Super Garlic Cure, I think we have about 35 testimonials on how their life has been radically changed by changing their lifestyle. First of all, as I tell them, taking garlic or garlic is a great thing to do, but it's not a substitute, nor it should ever be. No supplement should ever be a substitute for eating the whole foods that God put on this earth, not the junk food, the fast food, and the sugar-laden foods, and drinking plenty of water, exercising, and accentuating the positive, eliminating the negative, and matching on the affirmative, because your mind has such a great influence on how your body operates. That comes first, before any supplement, including Kyolic. And then, after you do that, then you take these supplements that will augment and give you the extra protection that you need, because if we were living in the Garden of Eden, practically, we wouldn't need any supplements for producing kyolic, but we don't live in the Garden of Eden. And everywhere the American SAD, which we call Standard American Diet, is gone. Whether it's in China, whether it's in Japan, Iceland, wherever it goes, people get sick within 20 years.
Wow. Now this company called, you were here yesterday in my office. We were chit-chatting a bit. I imparted to you my own medical saga here a year ago, and you became...
Miracle, God bless you.
Yeah, I know I'm a walking mirror.
We better keep Dr. Courtney alive.
Ah.
He's got a lot of good work to do.
But in having that discussion with you, I came to become aware of the fact that this product with garlic comes in, like, there are a whole bunch of products. There's just not one. Talk to me about
correct.
the multitude of garlic preparations that a company like Kyolic puts in them. What are the forms? I mean, are there liquid, tablets?
Liquid, capsules, and tablets.
Okay. And so is there degrees of strength that come and make them?
Well, actually, Dr. Budoff, and I'll be talking about this on cardiovascular health, he's done studies on the liquid, which were very good. He has done studies on the 108, which is very good. He's now doing studies on the CoQ10. That's 3 years of scientific study by a leading cardiologist, member of the American Heart Association, who says better take Kyolic, it may save your life. And we'll explain at the lectures at Discount Nutrition today from 11 to 2 and at Freedom of Choice at Butler tomorrow night at 7 exactly the results and why this leading cardiologist says take Kyolic, it may save your life.
Is the strength of each one of those products the same?
Basically, they're very little different. The only advantage of the liquid is we can use it topically where we can't use the capsule. And as people get older, maybe their ability to assimilate supplements may be difficult where the liquid is pre-digested.
Okay, well, I do like the idea there's a liquid available. Probably makes it easier for kids to take, too, because you recommend the kids would take this, right?
I recommend all forms of the garlic, but and we give it to infants. Now, you try to give a baby a year-old supplement it can't swallow.
All right.
It's a liquid, and they thrive on it. It is like mother's milk to them.
Well, there you have it. Now, look, folks, we're with Charlie the Fox today. We're going to take a short break. By the way, for those of you just in hearing that he may be in your backyard, if you're out Monroeville way, we know that that great discount nutrition is that discount nutrition.
We'll have refreshments there today from 11 to 2.
Well, I want to back this. I want to put full force of my recommendation behind this. If you want to call out there to get directions because you don't maybe know where, she's right off of the main drag there. But nonetheless,
I don't know if it's Mosside or Mosside.
It is Mosside Boulevard, absolutely. 412-372-5755 is the number. Give them a call out there. They'll help guide you in. I want you all to see Charlie. I want you all to go to that health food store out there. We're going to take a short break. Be back in a moment. If you got questions for the Fox, give us a call, 412-825-6262. We will be back in a moment.
Have you been to the doctor lately? Was the big top of your complaint list? Even if your doctor asks you what you need, the recommended 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day is a dream in your busy schedule. What if you learned of a product 5 years in the formulation that delivers 5 servings of fruits and minerals in just 1 ounce? That's right, the True the Spirit. The blessings of True the Spirit are now formulated into a delicious whole fruit puree product rich in antioxidants and minerals. Your health is more than just a test result. It's a balance of physical, spiritual, and emotional factors. You work regularly to strengthen your faith. Let True the Spirit help cover your nutritional needs in a convenient and cost-effective ounce a day. Call 1-800-442-3793 for a special promotional offer. True the Spirit, a blessing for your good health. True to the Spirit, 5 servings of fruits and minerals with no added sugars. That's 1-800-442-3793 for your good health. Call them now, 1-800-442-3793.
This is Dennis J. Courtney, MD. Have you become confused about how best to manage your health? It's no wonder. It seems that every time you turn on the television or radio, another expert has yet another suggestion for you to follow that seems to be reasonable enough, but no matter how dutifully you follow the instruction, it just doesn't quite produce the results that you are looking for. If this confusion sounds familiar to you, give us a call at the Center for Complementary Health, where we'll make some sense of the confusion based on a blending of traditional and alternative medicine that we've been perfecting over the last 7 years. We offer metabolic nutrition testing, immune system repair, natural hormone replacement therapy, chelation therapy, cutting-edge allergy correction, and a host of other safe and effective alternative therapies.
Dennis J. Courtney, MD, is located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray. Phone 724-942-3002.
Hey, good morning and welcome back to AM Impact on Your Health here on this Wednesday morning version of the show. Special version as it is in that, a good friend of ours has returned to Pittsburgh and is making a big splash everywhere he goes. He's been out in the South Hills yesterday. He's moving out to Monroeville today. I want to mention again, particularly Discount Nutrition, Mosside Boulevard. That's Darsha's place out there, the number 412-372-5755. Charlie the Fox is going to be out there today from 11 to 2, and you can tell, you just want to meet the guy. If you haven't met him, you want to go and you want to be there and catch him while he's here. He's from the West Coast. He doesn't get here too often. You out there, Charlie?
I'm here, ready, willing, and able.
People are banging on the door. They want to ask you a question. You don't mind taking any, do you?
Oh, absolutely not.
All right, come on in the store. You're with Charlie the Fox. Go right ahead. What's on your mind?
I got a quick question for Charlie.
Sure.
With your garlic in liquid form, would that be more appropriate to put on a cut after use peroxide rather than use a Neosporin product?
How about antimicrobial properties of garlic topically? What do you think?
Absolutely. In fact, we use it on animals too. We had a lady that dog had mange, which is wrinkled skin. She had tried everything, went to the vet, applied it topically, and gave it internally as well. And I have the pictures of the dog with the mange. It's a horrible condition. And 3 months later, the dog is smooth as a baby's butt. Absolutely.
Okay, put it on those wounds.
A child that had gingivitis and rubbed the liquid on the thumbs of the teeth, and it disappeared beautifully. Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'll tell you to eat good food and stay away from the sugars. That's going to help your body do a lot good for you.
Thank you very much for the question. Really right on. And in this area of antimicrobials, I never heard garlic be promoted as such.
Actually, garlic is the only form of garlic that actually helps the friendly bacteria multiply. I'm going to be talking about probiotics, how to choose them, what to look for, and I always believe that the road to good health is paved with good intestines, and we'll be talking about that and what you should look for and how they can play a very important part in preventing the germs, the viruses, the pathogens from getting up to your liver, because when they go up there, they're going to cause nothing but problems. Also, Dr. Courtney, I had one of my senior moments turn my light on, and there is a study that I'll be talking about at Penn State, done by Dr. Milner. For the men in the audience, the study was done on prostate cancer, and we'll talk about how important the results were and what they discovered, how tires can play an important part as one of the principles in lowering the risk of prostate cancer. It's a great study, and we'll talk about that. So we don't want you to be a couch potato. We want you to be a smart tomato and come to Discount Nutrition from 11 to 2 and come to Butler tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And I'd love for people to come and also share their wonderful experience of how they overcame some of their health problems.
Now, you're such a skilled speaker. You have teased us 10 different ways to come see you, Charlie. I mean, I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to talk about that. Just teasing us.
Well, we like to have a potpourri because, health is not just one supplement or one food. It's a variety. And also, we're going to talk about, for the ladies in the audience, we're going to tell them how you can lower your risk of breast cancer 40% by doing one simple exercise 3 times a week.
Another teaser. If you come out with one more teaser, Charlie, I'm going to scream, okay? Folks, go on out there. He's teasing us to death here, but everything that he says to talk about, I know he will. He's going to be out in Monroeville today. He's going to be at the Freedom of Choice and Cancer Therapy Group tomorrow, 11 and 2 today, 7 p.m. tomorrow at the day's end. You don't want to miss Charlie. He comes around every so often. We just happen to catch him in the Charlie Fox Week here in Pittsburgh. Now, with respect to, we were talking off the air, and evidently there's a message that you have about going to your own pharmacy and talking to your pharmacist. I didn't quite understand the point you were trying to make when it comes to dealing with pharmaceuticals. What is that? What point are you trying to raise?
Basically, I'm going to talk about prescriptions that kill. I've never taken even an aspirin in my life, but I'm going to tell people if they've got a prescription from their doctor and they go to the pharmacist, they should ask them this very, very important question. I have a friend, while I was in Cancun on a lecture tour, and one of these gentlemen in the audience was from Ottawa, Canada, and he says there's two types of people that come in my store, the Smarties and the Dub-Dubs. And I said, what do you mean by that? As a pharmacist, I said, well, who are the Dub-Dubs? Well, the Dub-Dubs are coming in and said, this is my doctor's prescription, fill it. And the Smarties come in and said, this is my doctor's prescription. Could you tell me what the TDR is? That's reference for the potential side effects. And he said, most people just come in and have the prescription filled. What you should know is what is the potential, because there's risk and there are benefits, and you have to weigh them. You know, actually, we have the FDA, which is supposed to protect us. I call the FDA the Federal Drugging of America. The idea of government should be to protect the health of the people, not take 17 drugs off the market after it kills people. That's kind of doing things backwards. This is why I say when you go to get a prescription, you should think about the potential side effects. And as Dr. Lau at Loma Linda, he's retired now, pointed out, most drugs on the market are going to affect your intestines. And this is why we're going to talk about how important it is to take the probiotic.
The probiotic, sure.
And of course, I'm not against modern medicine. In emergencies, from Western care is probably the best in the world. But as one nurse said, yes, I think Western medicine emergencies are great. And if I had an emergency, I would go to the hospital. And after that, I'd get out of there as fast as my two legs could carry me. And I was at Stanford University, Dr. Courtney, talking to one of the leading doctors of medicine, professor of medicine. And he said, now this is, there are exceptions to the rule, but in many cases, but not all, going to the hospital may be the most dangerous thing in your life. And believe it or not, in the Journal of the American Medical Association, they wrote it, Dr. Courtney, I did. 110,000 people die every year who go to a hospital taking the regularly prescribed drug, and about 2 million people get some type of infection. Most of them are not serious, but a small partial of them are. So buyer beware and patient beware. So prevention really is the best medicine, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, you're singing my song, and interestingly enough, I don't know, I'm guessing that you in the West Coast got these huge, the pharmacies around here now are huge. You can literally get a lube job while you wait. They do everything at these pharmacies. There's 3 lines. There's one for presenting your prescription to get it filled, one for picking them up, and there's a 3rd line over here for consultations. I think that's in keeping with what you were saying before about the Smarties and the Dummies, because I see that the line that never has anybody in it is anybody asking any questions about anything. And so the Dummies are in the other 2 lines. There's nobody in the Smartie line, okay, asking about PDR issues.
Sure. One of my relatives was quite ill. I went to the hospital 7 times on her deathbed, but she made it. But I did ask the lady pharmacist, if you don't give the insert, they're telling the potentials of these drugs. She said, oh my God, if you gave the insert, they probably wouldn't take the drug. They'd get out of their way. because when you read some of the horrible side effects, and many people take a drug thinking they're going to get well, then the doctor says, well, that drug is reactive, so we'll put you on another drug plus the other drug. And believe it or not, most senior citizens are on 6, 7 drugs.
That's true.
Come to my house and look at my medicine chest. You won't find a single drug, not even the baby aspirin, and we'll talk about long-term use of a baby aspirin, what it can do to your health.
Well, we're sort of singing to the same choir when it comes to the injurious aspect of the pharmaceutical.
Thank God we have doctors like you, Dr. Court.
Well.
I mean, it's very strange to find a medical doctor talking about health, because most doctors, if you go to them, are going to talk about treating symptoms, just putting it underneath the rug, but not getting to the real cause.
So true.
And you
Absolutely.
serve a wonderful purpose, and the good Lord has kept you on this earth for a long, long time. I'm sending you a year's supply of Kylex, and I guarantee you'll be around for a long time.
Yeah, well, I'm going to hold you to it, Charlie, because you did say, you said you. All right, I'm looking forward to it. Folks, you've got Charlie the Fox here. You've got about 5 minutes left to go. If you want to get a question, 412-825-6262. If you don't have a question, you just want to, I recommend, just meet this guy. When you look at him, you go, oh, I want, what's that famous line in the Meg Ryan movie where she's having a rather sensitive display of emotion, and the lady over in the corner says, I'll have what she's having. I think, Charlie, whenever people meet you, they look at you and they've got to say, I'll have what he's having, and if it turns out that Kyolic is what he's having, get me a case to go. What do you think?
Actually, Dr. Courtney, I tell you, I still run like a deer, jump like a kangaroo, swing from my orange trees. Occasionally I fall, but that's not so bad. I dust myself off and say no osteoporosis. And I'll tell you how fast I run, Dr. Courtney. At 83, I got a ticket for speeding. I wasn't even in my car.
You've got a ticket for speeding. I won't even. That's true. I cherish that. That's what's wonderful to hear. Folks, Charlie the Fox is going to be up at the Freedom of Choice and Cancer Therapy Group tomorrow night. Those of you who might have some difficulty going up north, you got a chance to see him right around here today, 11 to 2, at the Discount Nutrition Store out of Moss Eye Boulevard in Monroeville. If you need some more information about the place, 412-372-5755. Tell Darsha we said hi, and you want to go out and meet Charlie. And he keeps saying, I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to talk about that. He will talk about all of it, folks, and answer your questions besides.
And thanks for having me on your show, Dr. Courtney. I really appreciate that very much.
Oh, it's a lot of fun whenever you're in.
Wonderful work, because we need you forever and ever.
Well, they need you too, Charlie. They're banging on the door to get in. Come on in the store. You're with Charlie the Fox. Go right ahead. What's on your mind?
Yes, hello?
Yes. Hello. You go ahead. Right ahead.
Okay. I have a question. I want to ask Charlie, what is the best time to take it? Is it best to take it in the evening, morning? How much can you take of it? With food, without food?
But basically, you want to get a good start in life, so you start in the morning. And I recommend it in the morning or the afternoon. It may give you too much energy. Take it in the evening. So basically, for breakfast and for lunch, twice a day. We will talk about the various, how much you should take. But normally, if you're in real good condition, eating the good foods, a couple capsules a day. If you're on the brink, you should take 4 or more.
Is it better absorbed on an empty stomach if you wanted to take it therapeutically between meals?
Because it is a food. You know, we're not selling a vitamin, we're selling actually a whole food, so you can take it any time.
I'll tell you what I like, Charlie.
It is very important that you take it with food, and that's the exception.
I like to open the capsule and mix it with water.
It's a probiotic.
Good. So you want to make a point about how you take it? How do you take it?
I like to open the capsules, mix it in with a little water, and shake it up, and it tastes good mixed with water.
Beautiful. I have it every morning. My itinerary first thing in the morning, I get a quart of water, put a tablespoon or two of the liquid, put the Kyle Green, the green, when you're green, you're clean. We'll talk about that also. A tablespoon of that, and at least 4,000 milligrams of vitamin C every morning, just like clockwork. And I love my own food. I love whole foods. I don't eat junk food. Never been to McDonald's in my life. Never been to any fast food places. And I'm still on this earth. Amazing, huh?
Did you say a tablespoon of the liquid?
I take a tablespoon, but
in a
I get it
quart of water.
Okay,
But
Dr. Courtney.
Apple.
Dr. Courtney, since he said he's going to send you a year's supply, have him send you the liquid, because that'll be about 100 of those bottles.
Ah!
That's going to be about $500-600 worth. But tell him you want the liquid for a year's supply.
Listen to this. Thank you very much, sir, for your questions. It seems like you have already discovered the beauty of garlic, and keep it up, all right? All right. Charlie, we're right here at the Gun Lap with just literally moments to go. It was a pleasure to be able to first see you yesterday. Thanks for stopping by. Glad you came to town.
Having me on your show, and remember, folks out there, if you ignore your health, it will go away. Mine's staying, Dr. Courtney's staying, and we hope yours will stay too.
All right, you want to catch them today, folks? Out in Monroeville, Mosside Boulevard. That number 412-372-5755. Say hello to Darsha. Say hi to the Freedom of Choice boys and girls up there in Butler tomorrow night. Charlie, our paths always will cross. We'll see each other again, my friend. Until then, this is Dr. Dennis Courtney with Charlie the Fox saying so long for AM Impact on Your Health.
Sponsored by Dennis J. Courtney, MD, Director of the Courtney Medical Group, located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray, Pennsylvania. For more information or to make an appointment, call 724-942-3002. That's